All right. We're not delaying too much longer. I delayed it initially once because I woke up a little late and I needed a little bit more time to center my mind, and then I delayed it a second time because I delayed this a second time because the toilet called. And everybody knows when the toilet calls, you must answer. You must answer. Do not skip that phone call. That would be a pretty messy phone call to skip. All right, that's kind of gross, so I'm gonna stop now, but it's kind of real. Give me 1 second. All right, we're good. What's up, Anomaly? How's it going, dude? What's going on? I said, hey, yeah. What's going on? No worries, just hanging around while you play some Code Rain. Code Rain or Code Vein? Or are you talking about Rain Code Master Detective Archives? Which one? I know, but I know both of those games. Unless it's a game that unless I literally missed the mark on both of those. But you tell me. Detective Archives? Oh, dude. I want to play that game so bad. It was on sale, but I didn't bite the bullet. The reason I didn't bite the bullet was because I actually bought Stellar Blade. I'm debating just whether or not I want to play Stellar Blade on stream. I kind of don't want to. There's a few games that I just kind of want to just play for myself. One of those is also Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I bought that like a year ago during the winter sale, and I'm just like, ugh, haven't had time to play it. But some games I just want to enjoy in the comfort of solitude, and I don't know if Stellar Blade's one of them. I'm debating if I want to play it on stream. You transposed the name, no worries. What's up, Riza? Test. Chuck Testa. All right, let me mess around with some stuff real quick. Oh my god. Ugh. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. How is this game capturing right now? This is actually really weird. Like, how are you guys seeing this? Oh, I have my own. Oh, that's how. I forgot I gave EFT its own. Oh yeah, there we go. I forgot I gave EFT its own game capture on my OBS. Of course, it's one of the games that deserves it, but I just forgot that was the thing. I gotta give it for Uma too. Hold on 1 sec. You can't see? What are these post effects? Oh, shut up, idiot. Annoying. These are OBS filters, bro. You don't even see my post effects. Bucko. I realize that now. Yeah, you guys can't even see it when I adjust it on the NVIDIA control panel. It's actually kind of messed up. I have it looking similar to what it looks like though for me on OBS. Hold on, sorry, I'm just fixing some stuff because now it's in my head. Now I'm in my own head. God damn it. Looks fine. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks fine. It's just there's things that could look better, I guess. All right. Anyways, what's going on, folks? What's going on today? I figure I play a little bit of Tarkov, but not just play Tarkov. I do some story, engage with the Tarkov lore. So, see, I wish I streamed the tutorial, but I didn't, so that makes it a little awkward. I almost want to like pull up the tutorial. There's a little tutorial, like, no, not a tutorial. There's a little intro cutscene to the game. You can only watch it once, sadly, so it's like, it makes things a little bit more like confusing, especially if I have to frickin' summarize it. But I mean, essentially, the whole lore of Tarkov goes something like this. There's this, let me lower this down a little bit. Actually, you know what? If I'm going to tell Tarkov lore, we need the Tarkov sound in the background. There we go. The music, bro. There we go. Bang. We're getting real immersed now. But yeah, basically, there's this big pharma. There's this big pharma company called Terra Group. And they're like a worldwide big pharma company, and essentially they are kind of accused of doing, you know, sort of nefarious pharmaceutical things like human experimentation, stuff like that. And we're primarily focused in Russia. Like, that's where the story takes place. It takes place in this like figurative, or I mean this fictional city of Tarkov. Tarkov's not real, but obviously that would be crazy. But yeah, basically, long story short, stuff happened in Tarkov. There's this group called the Bears. The Bears were in charge of investigating Terra Group. Tarkov broke out into like basically like a little miniature war in the city. The city got isolated from the rest of the world, basically. Like, there's like, you know, military barricades and stuff like that. So essentially, Tarkov's like a lawless land. And the basic story of the game is our character's just trying to escape, but there's little bits and pieces here that let you uncover the mystery of how this all even happened in the first place. That's what I would like to do, because for one, it's pretty fun, and second of all, it's what is it? It's a nice little mystery, you know. I'm a big fan of stories when they're told really vague. So like Dark Souls is a really good example. Like, Dark Souls' story is really on the surface, all you do in Dark Souls is just fight bosses, right? And it's like simple. But like, if you like read item descriptions, or you read like item descriptions, or you take your time to like examine the environment, you can like start wondering like, oh, okay, wait, what happened here? Stuff like that, you know, things like that. So that's why the Tarkov lore really interests me at the moment, because I don't know too much. I haven't been focused on the lore of Tarkov. I've been doing a lot of these side quests, because you don't actually have to play the story, but I mean, I want to, so and maybe get some side quests done along the way, you know, maybe. It won't hurt to do a few side quests or two. Oh my god, excuse me. I slept a little later than I would like, as I usually do. It's okay. Once my adrenaline starts rushing with this game, it'll wake me up. Sounds like Resident Evil without the zombie. Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not. You're not like off. It's just, I mean, It's cause I mentioned the big pharma thing, but like there's no zombies. I guess you're right actually. Maybe it is Resident Evil without the zombie. I don't know. It's hard to explain the story of Tarkov because literally the story didn't exist until like a few weeks ago. So it is kind of hard to explain, but I mean, do my best. Like I said, that intro cutscene that they had would have done more justice than I would have right now. But it is what it is. He said, "Hi guys, I'm gonna take a nap now." Why didn't you just not come in here? Wouldn't have even been offended, Smalls. Just go to bed. Don't even join the stream. It's fine. What, the story is new? Yeah, I mean, see, this is the problem with this game. This game's been in beta since 2016. Alpha into beta, obviously. This game's been in development since 2016. They literally didn't have much of the story even at all until like 2024. So it's like there's a lot that, yeah, basically the story is new, which sounds insane, but it is essentially just brand new. So pretty freaking wild. One sec, let me do some stuff real quick in my hideout. Okay. Alrighty, I think I'm ready to go. I'm gonna be playing some Shoreline. I'm gonna get my side quests done and a little bit of story, because I do know where this is, the pilot's transcript. So I gotta go pick that up. Gotta go pick that up for the story. So essentially, where we're at right now is I found a downed airplane in the middle of the woods. My character was like, this airplane being downed is strange. And then it started this whole story called Falling Skies. So I think that's what I'm going to try and focus on. Obviously, I'll do whatever I can, but I think I'm going to try and focus on this one first. So I have everything I need to defend myself and get my tasks done. I think I do. Alright, cool. But yeah, the story is brand new, which is, I know it's a little strange. It's definitely strange, but, you know, essentially this is a, you know, before the story came out, this game was literally just an extraction shooter. Admittedly, it's the grandfather of all the extraction shooters, because it spawned, you know, this spawned Arc Raiders, this spawned the Psycho Frontier, if any of you guys know that one. This spawned frickin' Marathon, which is coming out sometime next year. So this provided the blueprint for all those games. So the game was already like pretty fun without the story. I think just with the story, it feels more complete, you know, the more balanced experience. I hope you guys will be able to see. I might need to fiddle around with the EFT with my settings on OBS. You should be able to. That's 0.40 gamma. That's a lot of gamma. It should be fine. I think we'll just add like a little bit of contrast. Like a very minute amount of contrast, and then we're good. Okay. Are there story cutscenes and after missions? Hard to imagine how they integrate it into PvP focused gameplay. Not necessarily. A lot of the story is told through notes. So again, very similar to how like Dark Souls or like an Elden Ring would tell their story. The story is not necessarily completely told through NPCs or anything like that. It's told through a lot of like a lot of context clues. You know, you're meant to figure it out because what has happened has already happened, kind of thing. You know, there's no. This is a mystery game. What's happened in Tarkov is a mystery game, and you're kind of trying to unravel the mystery while escaping from Tarkov at the same time. Remember, the main objective of the game, at least story-wise, you know, not gameplay-wise, but story-wise, is your character's trying to get out of here, because it's literally hell, you know? Like, your character is getting shot by all these hostile forces every time he goes out to go out for supplies, you know? So, the whole purpose is to just get the hell out of here. But they obviously give you the option to unravel the mystery if you wish, because there's multiple endings as well for this game. There's 4 different endings. I sadly do know a little bit of the endings already, but you know, one ending you can choose to be more selfish and just focus on escaping, you know, and don't worry about unraveling the mystery. You know, you can unravel the mysteries in other ways and in various other ways. So there's a lot of little extra depth that this game has. See, the gameplay is not even necessarily PvP focused. I know it's a PvP game, but believe it or not, this game, I can play this raid right now and sit in this house and avoid fighting people. It's an option, right? There is PvP, but I would not necessarily say it's the focus of the game. You're not necessarily encouraged to fight. You're not discouraged to fight either, though, right? It's not like Arc Raiders. You're just encouraged to do whatever you need to defend yourself while doing whatever you set out to do in a raid. It's why I like Tarkov so much, is because it's a very free flow game. It's a very, very free flow game. Did I get that key? I didn't get that key. Okay, we're gonna chill here for a little bit, guys. Because like I literally just said, I have a quest not too far away from here, and I'd like to get that quest done. I really would. Yeah, like I literally just said, I just talked about this. I'm going to be a little bit more passive because this is where the gameplay melds. This is where the gameplay meshes with the story. People can spawn over around where my crosshair is. This map's huge. They can spawn over there, and they can spawn kind of over here too. So I'm afraid if I just rush to where my quest is, I'm going to get owned. And I would like to not get owned. So for the sake of not getting owned, we're going to play a little slow. And kind of just chill. But that's what I love about this game. There's downtime, there's action. It's kind of like a full package video game. You could be the most chill Tarkov player of all time, or you could be the most action-based crackhead freaking Adderall jumping FPS gamer of all time as well. It offers a multitude of playstyle. I am just worried about possibly seeing somebody come this way. It's not a 0% chance, but it's not a 100% chance either. So we're just gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill out. I want to get my quest done. I want to get my story done, and a lot of my story is over here. Or this general direction. I think I hear somebody to my right. Are there story cutscenes? Hard to imagine how they integrate it into PvP-focused gameplay. Yeah, I can explain the game a little bit more afterwards, but the game is not necessarily PvP-focused. That's how extraction shooters work, actually. Arc Raiders is the same way. It's PvPvE, and ultimately these games kind of play like adventure games, but like almost like an MMORPG. Like you can be roaming around, farming, I don't know, farming tigers in the Elwyn Forest, and then some dude from the opposing faction jumps you. It's like the best way I can describe it, but like these are like, it's like a FPS RPG or MMORPG. Okay, so we haven't heard anything. It's been pretty dead quiet, which is actually not the greatest sign. This could mean that somebody is sniping over this way, and that's not good. But I think we're just gonna have to... Oh. That timing is insane, isn't it? That timing's insane. Timing's literally freaking crazy, bro. There's two of them. Ah! I missed. I should have aimed for the head. Ah, there's two of them. Bastards. I wonder if they were there the entire time. They might have heard me enter the cabin. I don't know. Damn it. I knew it. Like I said, I knew it. I knew they were potentially coming from that direction. Oh well. That's fine. Wait, play solo mixes you with the groups of players. Yeah, this game does not necessarily care about fairness, and I'm okay with that. I know some people wouldn't necessarily be, but the reason why it's okay in this game is because you can die instantly in one headshot. So being against groups is not necessarily a disadvantage. Because another thing is when you play in a group, there is no HUD. As you saw, there's very minimal HUD in the game. Your friends are not marked. Your friends do not have, you know, like a chevron above them. They don't have their name above them. So in like really chaotic situations, you might accidentally kill your teammate. So there's a lot of ways that in some aspects, playing alone is sometimes better. Because I can shoot anything I want, you know? Like if that fight was a little bit more chaotic, it might have been that guy possibly shoots his teammate, you know? So it wasn't that chaotic though. I got caught, so it is what it is. Damn it. But yeah, there's stuff like this in the game where you talk to the traders. These are like your these are the people you speak to escape from Tarkov, and they give you various jobs to do and stuff like that. Weird. You thought it was like a COD match with looting? No, no, no. It can turn into that. That's the beauty of the game, honestly, in my opinion, is that it can turn into that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. That's why I think this game is so addicting, is because there's so much that can happen. The situations are just never the same. Like I said, I waited there. Normally, I wouldn't have waited there. I waited there, was hoping for people to pass by. If I waited a second longer, they might have actually passed by. So you have to think about it like that, you know, where it's like, dude, I was like mere milliseconds away from being safe, but obviously that's not what happened. But you know, still, it's very, that's the thing I like about Tarkov, is it's very dynamic, extremely dynamic. You never know what's gonna happen. Because, oh my god. Well, that's expensive. Jesus me, that's very expensive. I wonder if that's a quest key. It's probably a quest key. But yeah, like, to add on to like the chaos, I could be grouped up with duo. That was a duo right there. I could be grouped up with freaking, I could be grouped up with my own group. You know, blah blah blah. Obviously I have to, it's not random to get grouped with people, but you have to like intentionally group with people. But yeah, there's just a bunch of, what is it? There's a bunch of variables, which makes the game exciting, in my opinion. Do I have anything to use from my insurance? No, free slot. Oh, I have a backpack on already. Oh. Let's use that. Let's use that. Let's use that. Okay. I don't have armor. I need some armor. Give me some armor. Here, I'll wear that. Yeah, this game does have a PvE mode. You can play PvP or PvE, but I prefer PvP because the original game mode was PvP, and that's how I grew up playing, or I say grow up, but that's how I started playing Tarkov. That's how I'll end playing Tarkov. You know, I don't mind the PvP aspect of the game. I know some people probably would, but I mean, that's why the PvE version exists, so you could play however you choose. Alright, that being said, goodbye Tarkov music. I talked about the lore long enough. Alright, let me mod this gun out real quick, and then we can get back in there. I got frickin' owned. Bum ba da bum. Ba da bum. Bum bum bum. I think I'm just gonna leave this gun as is for the most part, because I don't have access to some of these mods. Too expensive. Kind of do want to mod this thing out though. It is bothering me. Can I get like better ergonomics on this thing or no? Probably not. Maybe if I use the ARE. Use the ARE, put on the DDECB 55. Ooh. Ooh. Ergonomically sound. Ooh. Inventory system really seems really in-depth. Are there carry weights, or is it just the number of slots you have? There is carry weight. The carry weight is a pretty important part of the game because it directly affects you know, your noise levels and stuff like that. So the carry weight is there. Where is the... There it is. There it is. I'm gonna use this thing. Boom, boom. I'm gonna use this thing because that suppressor was expensive. That suppressor was 100k. Oh my god. I'm not that ballin'. I mean, I'm ballin', but I'm not that ballin'. I would like to maintain a certain level of money in this game. There we go. And then all I need left for this gun is a scope. All I need left for this gun is a scope, and I'm gonna get a scope. Allow me to get a scope real quick. Boom, boom. But yeah, the inventory system is a very, very in-depth system. Some people actually spend most of their time... So actually, like I said, there's multiple ways to play Tarkov. And Tarkov actually has essentially a swap meet. They call it the flea market, but essentially a flea market, swap meet, whatever terminology you want to use. And some people literally play Tarkov like they're playing like a stock simulation game. So like all this stuff you see on the flea, if it doesn't say a trader's name right here, it's actually being player sold. So here's a good example. These are all individual players that are selling these ammo boxes, for example. And they essentially, they make money. This money count up right here goes up, like in-game money, obviously, but they make money just by messing around with the flea. And like, if I look at this guy's account, he actually plays. He's level 26, but like some people here, actually he doesn't play that much. Look at that. No offense to Keter Kid, but he only has 130 raids. So like, long story short, like, people play this game in multiple ways because it has so much to offer. It's like you literally could just like play this. You could play the flea market game and stack your money up because you could flip a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can flip to make a little bit more money. They have the scav runs too. This is like a free character. You can't do your quests on this character, but you can loot stuff. And then you loot stuff, you bring it back home, and you make money from it because you have the flea. So like whatever your scav loots, you just turn it into money. Some people literally exclusively play the game just using their scav because they just care about making the money and they don't really care about doing their quests. The reason I love Tarkov is because it offers you the ability to essentially create your own goals. You do not have to play the story. You do not have to do the quests. They just allow you to essentially, like, it's very much like an MMORPG. You can do whatever you want. The objectives are there, but they're not required. They're not making you do the objectives. You get stuff for doing them for sure, but like you're in no means forced to do anything in this game. It gives you the blank canvas and it's up to you to paint your own picture, which is very fun in my opinion. You thought scavs were NPCs? You could be the NPCs. Yeah, so when you play as a scav, the AI scav won't shoot you. But there are player scavs that eventually will spawn in the map. So the gameplay loop works like this. PMCs start the map, essentially. PMCs create the entire... the PMCs create the match. And after a set amount of time, it depends on the map. So like, let's use Shoreline for the example. Shoreline's a 35-minute raid. Let's say around the 20-minute mark of the raid, player scavs can start getting into the Shoreline match. But no matter what, there has to be PMCs on. There has to be a PMC somewhere in the match for a player scav to come into the match. So like if everybody died in a shoreline raid, for example, if all the PMCs are dead, that raid is essentially over. Like there's nothing left. Scavs can't go in, or player scavs can't scav in. So when you do play as a scav, there is always a threat that you'll run into a PMC, because that's how the gameplay loop works. Because, you know, it'd be kind of unfair if, like... It'd be kind of unfair if someone just had a free map to loot for themselves, you know? So... The only way you can get that is if you earn it, you know? And the only people that have the right to earn it is a PMC. Because the PMCs have to all kill each other in order to get that right to loot the entire map. The more you watch people play this game, the more complex it seems. You've never seen someone modify their gun. It's cool in a way, but probably puts off some people. Yeah, Tarkov doesn't aspire to be... well, I won't speak for the devs of Tarkov, but I won't speak for the Tarkov creative team, but the game just is complex, so it's not going to attract everybody. And the reality of it is nothing really does, right? There are always, you know, you can't, like, even with Arc Raiders, for example, like, not everyone's gonna like Arc Raiders, but that's okay, right? So it's just like, this is the same thing with this game. Not everyone's gonna love the gameplay loop of Tarkov, but and maybe at times it is a little unnecessarily complex, but I mean, that's why I enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest, that is why I enjoy it, because it's very... There's a lot for you to learn. It's definitely a game where you're always learning something new. So it keeps me engaged because I just like learning in video games. I think it's one of the most fun things for me. I hate when you like figure out a game. I think that's just boring. Makes it way less enjoyable, in my opinion. One sec, I'm getting some bullets from my raid here. I gotta test out this gun. This gun's ergonomics might suck. The guns have their own stats. They got ergo, they got vertical recoil. The main stats though are ergo and recoil. So as you can see here at the ergonomics actually affects how the gun handles. Primarily though, it affects how fast you ADS. If my ergo was like 0, this would take forever. It's kind of a little too slow for me already, but... kind of a little... yeah, it's kind of a little too slow for my liking already, but... I mean, I can work with this. I just like to make it a little bit better. But... ultimately, I think it's fine. I think I can work with it. I can work with it. I'm being snobby. I'm definitely being snobby with my with my freaking gun right there. Honestly, I'm gonna use a more lightweight backpack. I'm not really here to loot. I don't mind picking up some loot, but I'm gonna use a little bit more of a lightweight backpack because I'm not really... like, loot is just not the primary focus. Grab that thing. That only added 2 kilos. Alright, let's go. Let's get back into it. Oh, nice. Yeah, Tarkov has a lot of, there's just so much. There's so much in this game. And not all of it is like, you know... I'm gonna sit here and say it. Not all of it is exactly fun. But it's there. But Tarkov Tarkov calls itself a very brutal game. Like, you're gonna die a lot. There's gonna be a lot of baloney nonsense that happens to you. And it's kind of just part of the experience. And it's a pretty unforgiving experience sometimes, but again, that's kind of why I like it. That is kind of why I like it. I have armor, right? Am I? Oh yeah, I do. It's just very well hidden under my tactical rig. Boom, boom. I played that fight pretty badly too. Honestly, I could have done a little bit better. It's just once I realized there was 2 of them shooting at me, I got a little bit scared. If it was just a 1v1, I would have played that a little bit more aggressively. I definitely was a little too scared. Bom 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 bom. Bom bom bom. Bom bom bom. Or I could have just done what I probably should have done and just ran. Honestly, running from a fight is like not a big deal either. Like I said, the game, the only thing I get for killing those guys is EXP. I mean, not EXP, sorry. I get their loot. I don't really have a quest to kill PMCs right now, so I don't really need to fight them. If I had a quest to fight them, maybe it would matter more, but ultimately, I didn't really need to fight them, so I could have just ran away, but it is what it is. Bom, 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 bom. Damn, maybe I'm the poser, bro. I only have 209 raids this wipe too, but I had a lot more hours than that guy. That guy only had 209 hours. I'm total on this game 2,000 hours. I am a Tarkov addict. That's not 2,000 hours. This wipe, obviously. I've been playing the game for a while, but boop boop. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. On another note, Anomaly, did you just buy Master Detective Archives? I only know up to chapter 2. It's because I was watching somebody play, because I thought I would never play it, because it was only on the Switch. At the time, it was only on the Switch, but then they released it on Steam, so I was like, what the heck, man? So I thought I was never going to play it, so I was just watching somebody play it, but then they stopped playing it, and I was sad. What chapter are you on? If you're even still here. Ba-da-ba. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. All right, I really have to get to that sunken village. The problem with sunken village though is there's so many spawns around sunken village. It actually sucks. It's actually terrible. This is the one bad part about Tarkov is the queues. These queues are killer, bro. Ba da 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 da. Bow, 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 bow. Dun, 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 dun. How many people in each match? Oh, I don't know if you heard me, but how far are you in in detective archives, dude. Maybe you were AFK. How many people in each match? Depends on the map. So for this map we're playing Shoreline, this is 10 to 14. 10 to 14 players. So there's a lot of people here, but it's not a guarantee we run into anybody. You don't have to tell me too much. I just I only know up to chapter 2 because I was watching somebody play, and then and then they stopped playing it. Only reason I was even watching people play is because I thought it was going to be a Switch exclusive, but then they released it on Steam, so that was like, oh, well. So yeah, I ended up just freaking. How far are you? Or did you just start? Chapter 4? Oh my god. How long's the game? Would you say it's would you say like a chapter is like an hour and a half maybe? Kind of like Danganronpa. I love Danganronpa. At least the second one's my favorite. Danganronpa really. It made me sad. It made me cry at some points. It was actually a pretty good story. Damn, 6-minute queue? This is killer right now, bro. Jesus. I don't know why this one's taking so long. Ugh. Oh my god. I don't want to yawn on stream, I'm sorry. But like I said, I was actually pretty tired today. I wasn't sure if I was even gonna. Well, no, I was gonna commit to today's stream no matter how tired I was, but maybe I shouldn't have. Ugh, Jesus. Maybe I just need to like splash some water in my face. You think there's at least one more chapter? Nice. Alright, hopefully let's not. You know what? Let's just stop being a freaking weenie. Let's run around the map, baby. Let's do the business that Tarkov set me. I'm in the exact same spawn, the exact same position, possibly the exact same scenario. Alright, let's freaking make it happen, Captain. Set my freaking gun to full auto and blast. You have to be kidding me, right? You know, I'm not trying to get shot in the back by this guy, so... You have to wonder. I have to wonder if he even heard me. Well, this is awkward. He hasn't moved. Oh, there he is. He's moving. Dude, he was getting up there to snipe. You know how crazy that is? He was. I should have just shot him. Like the instant I saw him, I should have just shot him. He's walking up there to frickin' snipe. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Yo, there are so many people here. This is actually insane. Oh, he just shot at them. He just shot at them. Oh my god, this is crazy. Is he on the roof? He just killed that guy. He just killed that guy. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Wait, hold on. I have a phone call. Oh my god, I got the phone call at the worst time. I think this... That's not the guy. That's not the guy that sniped. The guy that shot had a suppressor. Hold on. There's two people in this village right now. You know the maps are big. 3 people is like close to a third of the players. 3 people spawn close enough to each other to encourage PvP. No, players spawn on the edges of the map. So if you know, hold on. If you know what directions, oh, this is what I was talking about. Christ. If you play the game long enough, you'll know that if you spawn in X location, they can spawn in that location too, basically. So I've played this map enough times to know where the spawn points are. You know, I know where I can essentially get shot from at the very beginning. This map is really egregious, though, when it comes to spawns. Like, this is really bad. It's really, really bad. So don't use this as the primary example. But yeah, this map spawns are bad. This should not ever be the norm, but it is sometimes, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, that was a player, yes. I also forgot to bring meds to this raid, so luckily I killed these guys. Which is really awkward. Yeah, the maps are really big, but it's all game knowledge. And usually when you have a lot of game knowledge, crazy random stuff like this can happen. It's because I knew these people would be here, so I played appropriately. That guy all the way out there who got frickin' owned, he was not exactly as aware as I was. That's why he got sniped. Not to mention, I literally saw a guy climb onto the building, so, you know. That's a whole different story, though. Why is this not working? I don't understand, man. Why doesn't that work sometimes? Okay, whatever. There we go. All right, well, that was cool. We're probably safe on this side of the map now. I hope. If somebody shoots me at the leg at some point, I'm gonna be really sad, but... So your pockets are full. Do people just leave? Oh, there it is. Nice. The people just leave when they get enough stuff to sell, usually. It depends if you have a quest. So for me, because I am doing this quest, I will not necessarily be leaving immediately. Yeah, heavily depends on what your actual thing that you're focusing on is. For me, I would like to get as much as I can done in the map before I leave, especially now because I killed people. So when you kill PMCs in this game, there cannot be another influx of PMCs, meaning these guys are dead, and like I said, there could be 10 to 14 PMCs, including myself. So if I encounter myself, let's say I killed 13 PMCs this raid. Really crazy to say, but let's say I do it, right? If I kill 13 PMCs this raid, that means I will be the last remaining PMC on the map. For the remainder of the time of the raid, which you can see on the top right, there will never be another player in this game, except the player Scav. But I will have the weapon advantage over Scavs. Scavs don't have good guns, usually. So... obviously, if you get lucky, you could get a good gun on your Scav, but for the most part, Scavs don't have good guns, meaning I will have the advantage over any person I see, in theory, if all the players are dead. The thing is, you'll just never know if every player is dead. That's like the other big thing, unless you're cheating, of course, but like we don't, you know. The way the gameplay loop works is I don't know if the entire lobby died to somebody else. I don't know if it's just me and one other person left on the map, or there's still a majority of a bunch of other people, you know, I just don't know. Which is why I like Tarkov too, because Tarkov is Tarkov's very emotionally driven. Meaning, it's all hyper dependent on information that you are not exactly, that you don't exactly know. Wait, which one's the Fisherman's Lodge? I don't remember. Don't even sit here and tell me they moved the Fisherman's Lodge. Cargo X. Wait, is it Cargo X2? Which one am I doing? No, Wet Job 2. Wet Job 2. Oh, it's on the island? Oh my god, I was going to the wrong area. What an idiot. I didn't even have to worry about this much stress. I was going to the wrong area the entire time. Son of a gun. Damn, that means the tension never ends. Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very much emotionally driven game. Like, tension drives everything in this game. And like I said, again, not for everybody. Some people just want to chill out. That's why a PvE mode does exist. But ultimately, like, essentially, I say this to a lot of people who get into Tarkov, you are never safe until you are back home organizing your stash. Essentially, You're always at risk of being shot or something. But I'm okay with the tension. I really like tension. Because I'm a big fan of, like, tense situations. Like, for example, like in Counter-Strike, when I have to clutch a 1v5. I love those moments. So again, this speaks to me. Again, and again, it's not going to speak to everybody, but at least for me, this is, I find this to be very fun. The emotion just adds an extra element. But yeah, another thing I always say is you never know if you're being watched. There could be a guy in these windows looking right at me, bro. I'd have no clue until he either shoots me and misses or shoots me and kills me. And even then, if he kills me, I won't know that he's in there. They could be in these buildings. They could be anywhere. It is a game that keeps you actively engaged every second you play. Even if you're just not actually, like, doing anything. Like right now, you could say I'm not actually doing anything because I'm looting, but, like, you know. There could be a guy just waiting for me to exit this door. You never know. There could be a guy in here. Just waiting around. Like what I did to those guys. Yeah, that was a player. And like I mentioned, scabs will not spawn until probably around this time frame. About 24, so... Alright, so I gotta cross the lonely island to get where I'm going to. Which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. That scared me. I thought I heard somebody out there. Oh, I did. Oh my god. You heard about Stinkrat talking about a boss in one of his videos? Do they spawn after you do a quest? The idea of bosses seems bizarre to you. Essentially, bosses are just advanced AI. So they have better loot to reward you for defeating them. You know, they're not like that's all they are. They're very like this AI is very dumb and silly, but the bosses are a lot more smarter. They they essentially cheat because they aim at you very quickly. You know, they'll aim for your head almost immediately. This water looks really ugly. And I am going to fix that. Even if I'm going to sack some frames. There we go. Looks a little bit better now. Yeah, bosses are essentially advanced AI. So that's, you know, it's nothing overly complex. That's all they are, and it's nothing like more than that, you know. I would like some painkillers. Some painkillers would be sweet. The game could bless me with some painkillers, that'd be awesome. Nope. Okay, not blessed. Not blessed. Oh, wait. One more opportunity to be blessed. Alright. Give me 1 second, guys. Actually, I'll do it after I get out of this raid. See, I don't think I remember turning DLSS on. This scope is very blurry. Oh yeah, I did turn it on, I remember. Yeah, I need my scope to not be blurry, even if I have bad frame rate. Is that a guy? Nope, not a guy. But yeah, bosses are cool in this game because they're a great source of loot. So if you ever need to get good loot quickly, you can go to a few locations where you know bosses will be at, and it's pretty cool. It adds like that extra layer to like the PvE, like I mentioned. Alright, so my objective now is to get halfway across the map to get out of here. I don't have to go that far, but I might as well be a little greedy and show off more of the map. And try and get to Resort. I kind of killed so much time on that side of the map that I feel like most people would have already left by now. So another thing about the game is because you spawn on the edges of the map, like I spawn on this edge over there, and someone else can spawn on the opposite edge, the game tries to force combat because my extract is on that side of the map over there, and one of my enemies my enemies are going to extract towards me where I am. So the game forces interaction in that way, where it's like I might run into somebody out here. It's again not 100% chance that I do, but it'd be disingenuous to say it's a 0% chance. So again, it's all caution. This game is all caution. You make